Hello, my name is Max, and I play the bass. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our final performance of the 2022 to 2023 concert season. Our first selection for tonight is M to the Third Power by Carl Nunez. It is a mixture of melodic and harmonic forms of minor scales, shifting accents brought about by changing measures. The orchestra will move the melody through 3/4, 2/4, and 3/8 measures, creating a naturally occurring accent pattern. This fast-paced piece is full of 16th notes, has helped our orchestra refine and develop both left-hand technique, bowing skills, which are critical to string playing. This composer spent his career as a high school orchestra director at a large program in Texas. As such, he understands the complexities of string techniques and wrote the perfect composition to improve our skills.
Hello, my name is Javi, and I play the cello. Norman Layden composed his well-known serenade for string orchestra in 1971, which has become a staple in string repertoire. This four-movement work concludes with a cakewalk dance. During the days of vaudeville and traveling shows from the early 1920s, one of the most famous and routine acts featured a strutting dance known as a cakewalk. Sometimes, as an extra sense of humor, the dancer receives a pie in the face at the conclusion of this goofy act. You will hear the humor as the orchestra performs with extraordinary wide dynamics and offbeat syncopated rhythms.
Hello, my name is Jensen, and I play the cello. Our final selection will feature a newer work by Ohio native composer Doug Spada. Arrowhead is a challenging, energetic piece in 6/8 time that features driving themes throughout the orchestra. The piece is in B minor in an ABA form. We have enjoyed learning this new and exciting piece. Enjoy our final selection as we perform Arrowhead.
Hi, my name is Stacia. I play the violin. Our first selection tonight is from the 1997 blockbuster motion picture film Titanic. In the epic drama, one of the main characters, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, is a stowaway on the maiden voyage of the new ocean liner Titanic. As a stowaway, he hides in the third-class section of the ship with numerous Irish natives. In one of the scenes, DiCaprio's character enjoys dancing as several musicians play the Irish fiddle. The first tune is a slower piece in 12/8 time and replicates the sound of bagpipes. The second tune is a fast jig entitled The Blarney Pilgrim. We will feature our first violin section as we perform these two Irish fiddle tunes.
Hello, my name is Sarah and I play the cello. In the professional music world, anyone who plays jazz music is affectionately known as a cat by their fellow musicians. The term emerged because, like a cat, jazz musicians tend to go out at night, are resourceful, and always land on their feet. Composer Ann Snevsden wrote a jazz piece that will feature an amazing bass section. It starts with an infectious theme in the bass section with the notes of the blues scale. As the piece moves along, there are movements when the orchestra does not swing their eighth-note rhythms, replicating a classical music style before returning to the original toe-tapping swung blues theme. Enjoy Funky and the Bass Cats.
Well, this is one of the ensembles in which we have some seniors who have given us a fantastic 4 years in our program. They're very talented. I will miss this group. I'd like to have them stand and be recognized. Seniors, please stand. It does go fast. It seems only yesterday they were performing for the first time here at Strongsville High School at what would have been the fall potluck dinner concert, and that would have been 2019. So it went very, very fast. We're going to conclude our part of the concert with one of my all-time favorite pieces for string orchestra, and I'll have a student tell you about this next piece.
Hello, my name is Charlie, and I play the viola. Percy Fletcher was born in Derby, England in 1879 and died in 1932. He worked as a musical director at several London theaters, including the famous Drury Lane Theatre. As a composer, he wrote ballads, choral works, suites, organ voluntaries, a symphony, and several pieces for a relatively new ensemble called the Brass Band. To this day, Percy Fletcher is considered amongst the greatest brass band composers of all time. Fiddle Dance is the second movement of his suite for strings. This piece is considered a standard work for string orchestra. This piece features a prominent fiddle theme in 2/4 time, introduced in both violin sections. The driving accented theme continues throughout the orchestra until it is modulated into C major, where a new theme is introduced by the viola and cello sections. While this is called a fiddle dance, it is not performed in the style of American or Irish fiddle music, but of a traditional, classical nature. Enjoy this energetic, spirited piece.
Hi, my name is Rina, and I play the violin. English composer Edward Elgar lived from 1857 to 1934. He composed his Serenade for Strings in E minor in 1892. The piece consists of 3 movements and is reflective of the height of the Romantic era in musical history. Lush, moving melodies and rhythmic ostinatos punctuate huge dynamic contrasts typical of the era. We will be performing the second movement, which is in a slow 2/4 time. This beautiful work was dedicated to an organ builder and dear friend of Elgar's, Edward Winfeld. This piece is one of the most frequently performed of Elgar's music. We performed the first movement at state contest in February. Enjoy the second movement of this beautiful work.
So our chamber strings also have seniors in them in this group. I'd like to have our seniors please stand and be recognized. Seniors. Several of these seniors have been in this ensemble since their freshman year, which is a pretty big feat to show up as a freshman and not only make symphony orchestra, but also make it into chamber strings. But it's been awesome. These kids have done a great job over 4 years, and we've had a lot of really wonderful, outstanding musical memories and performances over the past several years with them. So thank you very much, guys. So the next piece we're going to play is we're going to do two different dances. We asked you don't applaud between the two different dances. Very unique piece. It's been fun learning this, and it's something a little bit different, and I'm really proud of the fact we are having the opportunity to perform this next piece. Lily's going to tell you about it.
Hello, my name is Lily, and I play the cello. William Grant Still was an American composer who lived from 1895 to 1978. He was born in Mississippi, where he learned to play the violin, clarinet, oboe, and viola, then attended both Wilberforce University and Oberlin University. During his career, he wrote numerous pieces in all musical genres. He collaborated with prominent African-American literary and culture figures in his day and is considered to have been part of the Harlem Renaissance. In 1948, he composed a collection of Panamanian folk tunes for string orchestra. We will be performing the third and fourth dances from his famous collection. The third dance is entitled Punto, which has a gentle and very familiar Mexican sound. It replicates the flirtatious nature of a dancing couple with melodic banter between different sections of the orchestra. The fourth dance, Cumbia y Congo, begins with a percussive hand pounding to a high-spirited and fast dance. Initially, the percussive effect sounds African, but quickly changes to a Latin melody. This is the first time our chamber strings has performed this classic work. Please do not applaud between dance movements.
Oh, this is always my favorite concert of the year, not because school's almost out, although that's part of it, I'm sure, but because our groups sound their best. We've come a long way since August. The students have had multiple performances. They've gone to state contests. They've gone to solo and ensemble contests. They've had a whole year worth of instruction, development, musical development, technical development. They played a wide range of repertoire. And we walk into this concert every single year and look and sound our best. It's always fun to be up here at the end of the year with these amazing musicians, to see and hear the progress from week 1 in August all the way till the end of the year. I always tell them I want them to hold where they're at right now and don't lose it. And then we start in August right where we left off. But of course, our seniors go, and we have new players coming in, and there's always that little bit of a learning curve and adjustment. Before we go any further this evening, I want to introduce 2 people who have contributed to the growth and success of these young musicians. This past semester, we were fortunate, as you all recall from the All-City Festival where I first introduced him, I had a student teacher from Baldwin-Walsh University. He has now graduated. Mr. McIntyre has worked with them since January. You saw him conduct earlier tonight. Let's please give Mr. McIntyre a big applause. So he is looking for an orchestra position somewhere, and we wish him the best of luck, and I'm sure he will be very successful whichever school or wherever he will be come August. And next, we had a new position that was created this past school year to assist with all of our instrumental music students from 6th grade all the way up through to the high school. Mr. Tyson worked with all of our bands and orchestras at the middle and high school every other day. He met a ton of students. He's done a great job running sectionals for us, working with individual students on the podium, doing warm-ups, running rehearsals if I wasn't here or I was at another building, such as a scheduling conflict when we were on testing schedule. He's conducted a few pieces here over the course of the school year. Mr. Tyson, I'd like him to come out and give him a big round of applause. Really want to thank him for all of his assistance and how much it's meant to me and to our music staff to have an extra expert on hand as we deal with these giant classes day in and day out. And one of these times I will arm wrestle him in front of the orchestra, and I will win invariably, right? So anyhow. Okay, without further ado, we're going to get started with our first selection with the Symphony Orchestra tonight. And first up is, who's reading this? Okay.
Hello, my name is Isaac and I play the trumpet. American composer Morton Gould lived from 1913 to 1996. During his career, the Pulitzer Prize-winning composer wrote numerous works for television, film, and Broadway. In 1942, he composed American Salute, which is based on the Civil War-era song When Johnny Comes Marching Home. The folk melody is an American Civil War-era popular song that expressed people's longing for the return of their friends and relatives who were fighting in the war, many of whom were teenage boys. Gould develops and embellishes the folk melody with splendor and verve in this wildly popular piece that captures the essence of the American spirit. Enjoy this powerful work.
That's a piece I've not done here at Strongsville. I was really excited that the students gravitated towards it when we sight read it. And they're like, yeah, we can do this. That's a tough piece. It's kind of a theme and variations on When Johnny Comes Marching Home. I've played it as a violinist several times. You'll hear it a lot of times, 4th of July concerts, special event concerts, pop concerts. Pretty well-known piece. It's a great piece of music. Tough parts. These students embraced it and did a fantastic job. So what a great opener that was. Next, we're going to do some more of my favorites when it comes to movie films. So I'll have somebody tell you what's next.
Hello, my name is Daniel Lee, and I play the violin. Over the years, movie lovers have enjoyed countless action films featuring the world-famous British spy, James Bond 007. Based on a series of books by author Ian Fleming, these films are filled with awesome cars, cool gadgets, and evil criminals hoping to rule the world. The music from these films is as memorable as your favorite James Bond actor. Each film features a unique theme sung by famous artists including Billie Eilish, Alicia Keys, Gladys Knight, Adele, Madonna, Nancy Sinatra, and Tom Jones, to name a few. Over the years, these iconic songs have soared in popularity, topping the Billboard Top 40 charts, winning countless Grammy nominations and Song of the Year honors. Tonight, sit back as the orchestra performs a famous 007 theme and feature songs, including Paul McCartney's Live and Let Die, the theme from Goldfinger, which was originally performed by Shirley Bassey, and the 1982 Song of the Year winner for Your Eyes Only, performed by Sheena Easton.
So when I pulled that out and I said, how many of you know who James Bond is? Actually, most of them did. I was impressed. You raised them well, parents. Thank you very much. I'm sure they recognize Star Wars too, right? James Bond and Star Wars. You got your kid in the right direction there. So thank you. A lot of soloists in that. Hey, one of the really, truly outstanding things we have at Strongsville High School is our students have the opportunity to perform in all kinds of ensembles that are all very good. Our students have the opportunity to perform in this symphony orchestra. Not something you find everywhere. Back 30 years ago, every school had them. I even had one in junior high school. But due to scheduling conflicts, because of class schedules and school schedules, you gradually started to see them disappear. There's not too many daily high school symphony orchestras left. Our students also get to perform in our outstanding band program, where not only do they play concert band music at the highest quality and level, they also perform in an outstanding marching band. And on top of that, we have fantastic jazz bands for our students to play in. And of course, all of our choirs. You already heard chamber strings tonight. You heard our string ensembles tonight. Our students have opportunities to do so much. And when our students go off to college, many of whom, and you'll hear tonight, some become music ed majors, performance majors, or some other major into fine arts, or many of them as non-majors end up performing at schools. They always come back and they always say, wow, I had no idea the quality that I enjoyed every single day during whichever period they have an ensemble with us. Had no idea till I went off to school and was around other students from other parts of Ohio or beyond. And then it clicks and they realize, I guess we were a little bit above average going through school. So it's really exceptional that we have this opportunity to play this world-class music in our symphony orchestra, such as Morton Gould's American Salute, or what you're going to hear next in a little bit, the Dvorak New World Symphony. You got to have a full symphony orchestra to play this stuff. It's not strings-only music. It is written like a professional orchestra would play, Cleveland Orchestra or any other orchestra you might see on television. And we are so grateful for that opportunity. And these students back behind me, our woodwind, our brass, and our percussion section, are so versatile and are so talented. I can pretty much give them anything, and they're like, okay, we'll do it. Or have them sit and perform with our other ensembles, as you heard Andrew Maloney do earlier today. He totally improvised that part in string orchestra, by the way. There's no drum set parts of that. We just told him we need a funk groove for this piece, and he laid it down. He's like, okay, I'll do it. We thought it would add to the music, and he did it. So we are very grateful for this opportunity. And I want to also say what an honor it is to work with my awesome music staff here day in and day out. Our choir staff, Ms. Eicher does a phenomenal job. Mr. King, incredibly supportive and allows us to share students and work our schedules out so these kids can do this. And then, of course, our middle school and elementary staff, who every day make this happen, and we're very grateful for that. We have a lot of seniors in this ensemble, as we typically do. It's the biggest ensemble, thus it's got the most. I'd like to have all of our seniors in the symphony please stand and be recognized. I've got to say, this was the class that showed up their freshman year. We start the 2019 school year as normal. We had a trip to Disney planned in March of 2020. And as you all know, 2 weeks prior to that trip departure, the governor closed the schools. And these kids had every reason to quit. because the next year we tried to do this online initially, if you recall, and trying to get an orchestra this size or the size of these to rehearse online, it's really doesn't work. Very, very hard. It's not quite the same experience. And our seniors stuck with it, and I am so proud of them. This was the class that other schools talk about, the class they lost, the class that were freshmen when we shut down. They came back 2021 year with all the protocols. They were sitting on this stage in straight rows, if you recall, spaced apart. Every student had their own music stand, and only half the orchestra was here at one time, A through L, and then the rest of the alphabet on opposite days. Very bizarre experience. But they stuck it out, and I'm very proud of them. And the class 23, guys, you guys are an awesome class. I'll never forget you. You have been so wonderful since you arrived. I also have one of them in my house who's graduating Sunday, my son, class of 23. So I feel more attached to this class because these are the kids that were, always at my house. Not them, but my son's friends and stuff. You get the idea. I know this generation. So, guys, thank you so much. It's been awesome. And thank you for everything you've done. One more applause for all of our seniors. By the way, I was at his final band concert last week. And my wife, I can't believe my wife did. My wife's the director there. And, of course, she did the same thing, right? Acknowledged class 23 with her wind ensemble. And then, parents, I didn't know this existed. World-famous composer Eric Whitacre wrote a piece called Goodnight Moon. And it is the book. And it's sung by a vocalist, an opera-style vocalist. They had a young lady come out and sing it. And, of course, on the screen, my wife had the book, Goodnight Moon, page by page going through. And, of course, she could not even announce it to the audience without, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, my gosh, please. She's breaking apart. She's like, we remember, that's our book, whatever. I don't know if you read that to your student ever when they were young, Goodnight Moon. But it's a child's book, and I don't know, it's kind of dumb, really, but... the kid going to bed says goodnight to everything in the bedroom. Good night hairbrush, good night whatever. But regardless, the Eric Whitacre tune of it's absolutely beautiful and very emotionally moving. Sung. So I will not do that. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to retune, announce the next piece, and we'll finish up.
Hello, my name is Nora, and I play the cello. Our final piece tonight is Symphony No. 9, better known as the New World Symphony, which is one of the most widely performed and popular orchestra pieces by Czech composer Antonín Dvořák, who lived from 1841 to 1904. This four-movement work was composed in 1893 while Dvořák was the director of the National Conservatory of Music of America in New York City. The work was commissioned by the New York Philharmonic and premiered on December 16, 1893 at Carnegie Hall. This piece is greatly influenced by the culture of Native Americans and the sights and scenes of the Western American landscape. Throughout the piece, thematic material indicative of Dvořák's inspirations can be heard. Astronaut Neil Armstrong took a tape recording of the piece along the Apollo 11 mission, was the first moon landing in 1969. We will be performing the fourth movement with the tempo marking Fast with Fire. The movement will feature numerous soli and solo sections, including clarinet, oboe, flute, and French horn. As you listen, try to feel the majesty of this great American frontier from mountains to raging rivers and native peoples as we perform this masterpiece.
right, we're going to go ahead and get started with our student recognition and our senior recognition tonight. We have various students from Orchestra Council, our presidents, our vice presidents from all groups who will be assisting tonight. I thank you for all of your help. So give me a moment. I'm a little winded. That is kind of a physical piece to conduct. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we begin recognizing our exceptional students, I think it's important that we acknowledge and recognize students, your parents, for all their support, from driving you around to and from rehearsals and performances, to paying for instruments, accessories, upgraded instruments, private lessons, orchestra trips, and much more. As a parent of 2 music students and as a director, I can personally attest that parent support is paramount to a successful orchestra program. Thank you, parents, for your dedication and continued support to our program and to your students' music education. Parents or students, please give your parents a big applause, please. Hey, orchestra students, I'm going to tell you what I tell parents sometimes. Move to the middle, no space between you. We have enough seats. We got people sitting on the steps. Come on up, guys. We got some chairs up here. Move to the middle, fill in the holes next to you. There you go. So you guys can come on up. We got some seats up here. Come on up instead of sitting on the stairs. Okay, class recognition. Each year I start by recognizing each of our classes in the orchestra program. These students have dedicated a lot of time, talent, and hard work to be fruitful members of our orchestra team. From freshmen to upperclassmen, I am proud of the hard work and musical talents of each amazing class whose work ethic are the lifeblood and culture of our amazing program. This year's freshman orchestra class, keep in mind they're in 2 different orchestras, freshman orchestra and symphony, consists of 51 students. So congratulations for completing your first year of high school orchestra. This year's sophomore class consists of 45 students who are in 2 different orchestras. They are in string and symphony orchestra. Congratulations on completing your 2nd year of high school orchestra. This year's junior orchestra class consists of 42 students. Each junior will receive their varsity orchestra letter in class tomorrow. Congratulations on 3 years of orchestra. All right, once again, SHS orchestra students entered over 70 events at the Ohio Music Education Association District 4 Solo and Ensemble Contest held at North Ridgeville on Saturday, February 11th. These musicians spent countless hours practicing and preparing for this important musical experience. Overall, each of our students earned superior and excellent ratings. And not only that, we once again represented probably the largest school at District 4 OMEA Solo and Ensemble Contest. Solo and Ensemble participants, please stand and be recognized. This past year, we had 15 musicians who were members of various performing ensembles outside of Strongsville High School. I do have to say it's one of the lowest numbers in recent memory, but nonetheless, these 15 dedicated and committed musicians spent a great deal of additional time preparing music, attending rehearsals, sectionals, and performances well beyond their commitment to our school orchestra program. This past year, we had students in the following ensembles: Kent State Youth Winds. Please stand and be recognized. The Cleveland Youth Wind Symphony, please stand. The Contemporary Youth Orchestra, please stand and be recognized. And the Cleveland Orchestra Youth Orchestra, please stand. This past year, we had 10 musicians selected for the 2022 Northeast Regional Orchestra. The Northeast Regional Orchestra, also known as NERO, is a premier auditioned honors orchestra sponsored by the Ohio Music Education Association and consists of musicians in grades 8 through 12 from Northeast Ohio. Their performance was held at the University of Akron in November of 2022. Please stand and recognize our NERO participants. And and going along with that, just a friendly reminder, the deadline for 2023 NERO is May 31st of this month in a few weeks. This year, we had a musician selected as an alternate to the All-State Jazz Band. Musicians for the All-State ensembles are selected via audition and represent the best from throughout the state of Ohio. Being that the All-State Jazz Band only has one drummer, being an alternate means he was the second place auditioner, which is a huge accomplishment and an honor. Andrew Maloney, please stand. Not to mention the All-State Jazz Band is probably the smallest of the All-State ensembles. So if you add all that together, that's a big deal. And he got to play on stage with the string orchestra tonight. Okay, All-State Band. This year we had a musician selected for the 2023 All-State Band. Musicians are selected via audition and represent the best from throughout the state of Ohio. The All-State Band performed in Columbus at the Ohio Music Education Association's Professional Conference on February 4th. Our 2023 All-State Band musician was Abby Maher, clarinet. We had 4 students selected and who qualified for the 2023 All-State Orchestra, making it the 19th straight year Strongsville High School has had at least one student qualify and selected for this elite ensemble. String players are chosen amongst the highest seeded players from each of the 5 regional orchestras throughout Ohio and are among the best high school musicians in the state. As with the other All-State ensembles, the 2023 All-State Orchestra performed in Columbus at the Ohio Music Education Association's Professional Conference on February 4th. Our 2023 All-State musicians were Audrey Greer, violin, Marissa Ventresca, violin, Avanish Palakanda, violin, Adriana Kostiak, percussion. Please stand and be recognized. This past year's chamber strings consisted of 27 players from the symphony who've been rehearsing 1 to 2 times a week since early September. Playing in chamber strings is an incredible commitment, but well worth the time and effort, as the students and I have a lot of fun working on major string orchestra repertoire. The group performs for school and community functions in addition to our regular orchestra concerts. Thanks for another exceptional year of fine playing, quality performances, and your countless hours and dedication. Please stand and recognize our 2022-23 chamber strings. We've had a few other noteworthy accomplishments as far as our ensembles are concerned. It's been a very busy year once again. Not the busiest year we've had. Last year was one of those. But on November 4th, our string orchestra participated in the first annual Northern Ohio String Festival held at Baldwin-Wallace University. The orchestra had an amazing performance at Gamble Auditorium, then had a FaceTime call with one of the composers, Kurt Mosier, during a clinic session with Mr. Drosty. Congratulations on an amazing performance back in the fall, string orchestra. And right here on this stage, back on February 24th at the OMEA State Orchestra Contest site held here at Strongsville, our string orchestra earned a superior rating, our chamber strings earned a superior rating, and our symphony orchestra earned a superior rating. Congratulations on all of our groups for this amazing accomplishment. At this time, we're going to recognize our members of our 22-23 Orchestra Council. These students will come forward to the table. I'll need Avanish or somebody to go over there, or yeah, one of you, not Avanish, Ishvar or Caden, doesn't matter. Yeah. They're going to receive their officer pins, so I want to give a sincere thanks to our secretaries, historians, librarians, and student activity coordinators for their assistance and hard work throughout the school year. These students were elected by their peers to serve in these capacities last May. Without them, I couldn't keep 4 orchestras running smoothly. Please stand and go up to the table when your name is called. Audience, please hold your applause to the end. This year's Freshman Orchestra Orchestra Council, we have, and we're going to come back to Mariana in a minute. Vice President Ishvar Ganesh, Secretary Julian Mego, Backup Secretary Jimmy Strunt, Librarians Teja Ramakrishnan and Grace Savoda, Historian Darshan Rujbatan, and Student Activity Coordinators Connor Portal and Bax Schmerzel. Please give an applause to the Freshman Orchestra Council. And from our string orchestra, our vice president this year, Samantha Lang, our secretary, who's been a secretary for quite a long time, I think all 4 years here at Strongsville High School, Fatima Abadallah, our backup secretary, Amani Hamden, librarians Ashley Hazlitt, Kalina Jezer, Evan Check, and Jessica Ginga, our historian, Gabriella Mathialis, and our student activity coordinator, Allison Harden. Please give them a big round of applause. And from our symphony orchestra, our vice president, Brandon Semenik, our secretary, Sophia Ruff, our librarians, Audrey Greer, Jamil Halabi, Adriana Kostiak, and Abby Maher, our historian, Olivia Wingler, and student activity coordinator, Mridula Badri. At this time, I'd like to recognize the presidents of our orchestras for their hard work, leadership, and dedication. These students have been working since their election last May. Standing right next to me, our freshman orchestra president, Mariana Ponce Vasquez. Our next 2 presidents, who happen to be seniors, will be coming up to have a few short words. This year's string orchestra president, Charles Parsons.
Hello, everyone. My name is Charlie Parsons, and I have had the honor to serve as the president of the string orchestra this year. I'd like to talk for just a moment about how fun this program really is. Every day in school, I look forward to my orchestra class because of how different it is from the rest of my classes. It's incredibly engaging to be focused on creating as good a sound as you can with the end goal of performing it here in front of all of you. And it is much different from the rest of the classes that I take for my school day. Sorry. Here we go. I got to go to Disney World with this orchestra, which is great. Right? Yeah. I got to go to Disney with these guys, even in the face of that getting canceled because of COVID. And we did the string orchestra did a great clinic there where we performed selections from the score of Moana. We also got to walk around Disney after. That was pretty cool too. So I've been to contest twice with the string orchestra, where at both times we earned a 1, which is a superior rating. But this, like everything that I've described to you, is because of the hard work and the dedication that our orchestra has put into it. It also would not have been possible without our director, Mr. Heyer. But to wrap this up, my point is that orchestra is a lot of fun. The entire Strongsville music program that we have is a lot of fun. So to my underclassmen, I implore you, keep working, keep improving, stick with orchestra. You guys are going to have a really fun year next year.
This year's Symphony Orchestra president is cellist Caden Vi.
All right, so bear with me. Mine's a bit longer than Charlie's. So hi, everyone. I'm Caden, and I had the pleasure of serving as the Symphony Orchestra president this past school year. I want to start off by thanking all of our audience members tonight. You are a critical aspect of our Strongsville Orchestra program, and without you, we would not be doing this. It was always exciting to me rounding this corner behind me for all our concerts, and then looking out into the packed, cheering auditorium, especially for the holiday concert that was often standing room only. Each and every one of us musicians takes deep pride in that. Next, I want to thank all the parents. You have been our rides, our purpose, and our wallet for buying music lessons and our expensive instruments. Your support means the world to us. If not for you, we would have never gotten to experience the beautiful world of music. By my math, with Strongsville Orchestra performances alone, this would be your 35th orchestra concert. After 7 years of orchestra and 5 concerts a year, that's 35 whole nights of orchestra concerts that you have taken out of your time, and at least the first 10 of those concerts was just a lot of screeching noises. When writing this speech now, I was looking back on some of my favorite orchestra experiences. And I had thought of so many to share, but then I remembered being a kid and sitting up there and coming to this concert. So I decided to pick one that I think culminates the orchestra experience the best. So this memory is from orchestra summer camp. I think it was after 6th grade. For the camp, we would practice for 2 weeks, and at the end, we would go and perform at the Medina County Fair. Mrs. Rogers ran this camp, which I'm sure was very stressful, trying to control a bunch of middle schoolers to play their instruments in the middle of the summer. However, we made it to the performance, and at the end of the camp at this point, Mrs. Rogers has been telling us for weeks and days to print out our music, make sure we have our bows, our rosin, make sure we bring everything to the Medina. And however, me and my stand partner, who was Sophia Ruff, we get to the performance, and the first piece goes well. We have our music, and we get to the second one. And we both look at each other because we know it's not on the stand. And we're like, you have the music, right? Well, we did not have the music. And the look we got from Mrs. Rogers for for the next 15 seconds while we were trying to find our music is one I will remember forever. Every 7 to 8 seconds during the second song we performed, Mrs. Rogers would look over at us like this. And I swear it was every 7 seconds. And the funny thing is, that isn't even the first or last time I got that look from Mrs. Rogers. Carrying on from all that, I want to acknowledge all the great teachers the Strongsville Music Department has. Starting in 5th grade, most of us had Mrs. Rogers. And then in the middle school, we would have Mrs. Rogers again, and then Mr. Lawson, if many of you remember him, and then Mrs. Taylor. And then we got to the high school and were lucky enough to have Mr. Heyer. However, just this year, it was not just only Mr. Heyer. We were lucky enough to have Mr. McIntyre, who just graduated with his teaching degree from Baldwin-Wallace University. And then our newest member of staff, just this year, our assistant music department conductor, Mr. Tyson. To end my speech, I want to offer 3 pieces of advice for both my underclassmen and my fellow seniors. First, the underclassmen. Number 1, and this one may be obvious, but it took me to my senior year to find out, don't forget to eat and drink before concerts. I remember coming to these concerts for the past 3 years being so dehydrated, so hungry, and then I'd get to the end of the concert and I'd almost pass out. So eat and drink before your concerts. Number 2, graduation comes quick. Cherish the time you have while you are here. And number 3, finish music out through high school. You will not regret sticking with your friends and your instrument until the end. And now for my fellow seniors. Number 1, remember your roots. Remember what it meant to be a Strongsville Orchestra student and the hardships you had to overcome to get here today. Number 2, we are moving on to the next chapter of our lives after this. Just remember to be yourself, because that's all you can be. And number 3, regardless of your future plans, keep music a part of your life. It doesn't have to be an instrument you played this year. Maybe you learn a new one. As a final remark, I want to thank the Strongsville Music Department as a whole for giving me some of my best high school memories. I'm going to miss the times I had in this orchestra. Okay, at this point, I would like to call Mr. Tyson, Mr. McIntyre, and Mr. Heyer all back on stage, as we have something each for you. Matt, Charlie, Medulla. Yeah, Charlie, Medulla.
Hello, my name is Medulla Vadri. I am the Student Activity Coordinator of Symphony Orchestra. On behalf of our orchestra, thank you, Mr. Heyer, for an amazing 4 years. Your dedication and commitment are greatly appreciated. We would like to present you with this gift certificate to see the Cleveland Orchestra perform at Blossom Music Center and Severance Hall. Sorry, this is a really random gift, but for Mr. Tyson, we have protein powder as a gift. And then for Mr. McIntyre, we have some slippers.
Thank you. Thank you very much, students. Appreciate that. All right, at this time, we are going to present the large awards. Leonard Bernstein Award. The back one. The back one. Several of our students were honored at their class recognition over the past several weeks for their service, leadership, and musicianship in their respective orchestra. I would like to have these students stand and be recognized. You know who you are because you were at your class award night. From the freshman orchestra, please stand if you were recognized at your class awards. Those from the string orchestra, please stand and be recognized. And finally, those from the symphony orchestra, please stand. All right. Our next award, I will be presenting the Leonard Bernstein Musicianship Award. The Leonard Bernstein Musicianship Award recognizes outstanding senior musicians who have completely dedicated themselves to perfecting their technical and musical skills on their instrument. Recipients have continuously involved themselves with every possible performance opportunity, both within and outside of the high school orchestra program, including participation in honors groups and select ensembles. They spend countless hours in the practice room working on their next concerto, preparing for competitions, and learning musical excerpts for the ensembles in which they play. You can find the names of past recipients engraved on the plaque in the trophy case outside the auditorium, which all of our plaques happen to be out here this evening. Will violinist Audrey Greer and Marissa Ventresca please come forward? Bring them up here, Caden. The Director's Award is given to senior students who have positively impacted the orchestra program through their leadership, dedication, positive attitude, and musicianship. These students are the first to volunteer and are always assisting others. You can find the names of past recipients again engraved on the plaque that we keep in the trophy case outside the auditorium. Will Caden Vi and Adriana Kostiak please come forward? ahead and grab the next one and bring it here. Yeah. Before I present our final award tonight, I must say it was exceedingly difficult to choose one senior from this class to be a recipient of the National School Orchestra Award, as there are several students who've made a tremendous musical impact over their 4 years in our program. However, the rules are quite clear in that only one recipient may be awarded per school. The National School Orchestra Award is conferred upon a senior orchestra member in recognition of singular merit and outstanding contributions to the success of the school orchestra program, for displaying an unusual degree of loyalty and cooperation, and for exemplifying a high standard of conduct. This year's recipient will be added to a long list of past students, several of whom now enjoy professional careers in the music profession. I would like to note that past recipients, as listed on the screen, are those who have received the honor during my tenure at Strongsville High School. Recipients under previous directors are listed on plaques found in the display outside of the auditorium. This year's recipient has been a member of the Strongsville High School Symphony Orchestra and Chamber Strings. They have regularly participated in solo and ensemble contests and have been a member of several Northeast regional orchestras. During the past 4 years, the recipient has consistently demonstrated exceptional musical skills and has been a dependable leader, always willing to go above and beyond to help students and ultimately the orchestra and the orchestra program. They have exhibited the highest degree of musicianship, commitment, servitude, and dedication spanning all levels of our program. They are always positive and lead through service to others. It is with great pleasure and honor that I present 2023 National School Orchestra Award to cellist Sophia Ruff. This time, we're going to recognize our class of 2023 as their name is called. They will come forward. I've got students who are going to hand them their senior plaques. Please hold your applause to the very end. We're going to go alphabetical, and let's hope my list is in order. Our first senior is Bhavya Anyup. Her best memory in orchestra was performing at Severance Hall with chamber strings and a Cavani string quartet. She plans to attend Cornell University and major in biomedical engineering. Our next senior is Fatima Awadallah. Her best memory in orchestra are the potluck concerts we've had. She'll be attending Cleveland State University Honors College and majoring in health sciences and with a pre-PA track. Nora Bacon's best memory of orchestra are cello section dinners, and I hear they're quite popular. She's undecided for school, but she's going to be majoring in international relations. Oh, actually, Ashland University. She didn't update my form. Mridula Badri's best memory of orchestra was attending state orchestra contest and waiting in anticipation of our ratings. She'll be attending the University of Cincinnati and majoring in finance. Next, we have Bridget Bowman, and she says her best memory of orchestra was when Sam hit the high notes in Baba Yetu twice back in the December concert. She'll be attending The Ohio State University at Newark to study film. Next, we have Lillian Bubb. So her best memory of orchestra have been senior year cello dinners. She'll be attending Duquesne University and major in nursing. Kylie Burris's best memory of orchestra was state orchestra contest this past year. She'll be attending The Ohio State University and major in chemistry with pre-med emphasis. Alicia's Carol's best memory of orchestra was our Disney trip. Alexia Fair's best memory of orchestra was playing at the Baldwin Wallace Festival back in November. She'll be attending the University of Miami in Miami, Florida, and major in global business. Jessica Ginga's best memory of orchestra was the Disney trip. She'll be attending Baldwin Wallace University and major in digital media design and graphic design. Audrey Greer's best memory of orchestra was playing at Severance Hall with the Cavani String Quartet. She'll be attending the Ohio State University and major in finance. Manny Hamden's best memory of orchestra was getting straight ones at contests this year, her senior year. She'll be attending Cleveland State University to earn her bachelor's degree. Selma Calute's best memory of orchestra was when we sang Awake with the Choir. Oh, The Awakening with the Choir. She'll be attending John Carroll University and majoring in engineering and physics. Sanjana Katiyar's best memory of orchestra was performing at Severance Hall with the Cavani String Quartet. She'll be attending the University of Cincinnati and majoring in medical sciences. Aubrey Kosis's best memory of orchestra was drinking peach tea at Epcot at Disney. She'll be majoring in acting at Elon University. Adriana Kostiak, best memory of orchestra was playing Santana Smooth with the bongos at Disney Springs. She'll be attending Baldwin Wallace University and major in music therapy and percussion performance. Daniel Lee will be attending the Ohio State University and major in biomedical engineering. I am not reading your favorite memory in orchestra. Gabriella Mathialis' best memory of orchestra was the EYS concert with Mark Wood and performing at state contest. She'll be attending Kent State University and major in interior design, minor in business. Sarah Mullins' best memory of orchestra has been the gift exchanges and getting ones at contest. She's going to attend Cuyahoga Community College to pursue a degree in nursing. Sophia Nesterchuk's favorite memory of orchestras are the pep talks before, during, and after concerts, also throughout rehearsals, also the fun concerts like EYS and the Baldwin Wallace String Festival. Austin Nye's best memory of orchestra was hanging out backstage during concerts with the percussion crew. He'll be attending Baldwin Wallace for college and plan to major in education. Charles Parsons' best memory of orchestra was getting dinner at Epcot during the 2022 Disney trip. He'll be attending the University of Cincinnati and major in geography. Michaela Rogers' best memory of orchestra was the Baldwin Wallace Festival back in November, our EYS concert last year. She's going to be attending Baldwin Wallace University and she's undecided. Sophia Ruff's best memory of orchestra is being stand partners with Lily and Connor. She'll be attending Baldwin Wallace and major in environmental studies. Alex Rupp's best memory of orchestra was our Disney trip last year. He'll be attending The Ohio State University and major in engineering. Brandon Semenick's best memory of orchestra was at Disney. He'll be attending Case Western Reserve and major in biochemistry. Sophia Simmel's best memory of orchestra was spinning so fast on the teacup ride at Disney World that Grace Tellis' sunglasses flew off. She'll be attending the Honor College at Cleveland State University, and she'll double major in marketing and finance. Raina Sinha's best memory of orchestra have been chamber string rehearsals her senior year. She'll be attending the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill and major in biology. George Sisamas' best memory of orchestra was going to solo and ensemble contest. He will be attending the University of Findlay to play soccer and pursue a degree in pharmacy. Grace Tellis' best memory of orchestra was Animal Kingdom during our Disney trip. She'll be attending the University of Pittsburgh and studying environmental science with a minor in the arts. Krupa Venkatasan's best memory of orchestra has been attending solo and ensemble contest. She'll be attending Case Western Reserve, and she'll major in biomedical engineering. Marissa Ventresca's best memory of orchestra was taking the wrong train, leaving Magic Kingdom, and giving me a heart attack, by the way. I'll never forget that. And then she'll be attending Rochester Institute of Technology and major in cybersecurity. Caden Vai's best memory of orchestra was the Disney trip. He'll be attending The Ohio State University and major in engineering. Wyatt Wall's best memory of orchestra was the Disney trip. He'll be attending Miami University and major in finance. Stacia Weeks' best memory of orchestra was riding the Avatar ride at Disney. She'll be attending St. Thomas University in Minnesota and majoring in criminology. Isaac Zabarski's best memory of orchestra was performing Dance Zone number 2. That was 1 year ago on this stage. He'll be attending Cleveland State University and major in computer science. Last but not least, Hunter Zader. His best memory of orchestra was performing at Severance Hall with the Cavani String Quartet last year. He'll be attending Cleveland State, and he'll major in business. Congratulations to the class of 2023, and thank you for all of your dedication. Got two more things before we watch our video. I'd like to announce our 2023-2024 presidents and vice presidents. The election was held last week. I'd like to have those students stand and be recognized. We will start with our string orchestra. So for this next school year, our secretary will be Jillian Mego, our vice president, Ashley Hazlitt, and our president, Samantha Lang. And for the symphony orchestra, and they start tomorrow, by the way, our secretary will be Caleb Baker, vice president Natalie Hantz, and president Connor Banning. All right, students, we just spent a great deal of time recognizing your musical accomplishments and success. However, we've got to acknowledge and express our sincere gratitude to the volunteer organization without whom the musical opportunities we enjoy each year at Strongsville High School would not exist. As you know, it takes many hours of planning, organizing, and raising finances so the orchestra program has the necessary resources to be successful, such as music, uniforms, supplies, travel, awards, instruments, and the maintenance and repair of our equipment. Everyone, please join me in giving a huge thanks to the Strongsville Instrumental Music Boosters. And at this time, we will watch our end of the year video featuring all of our groups throughout the year. At the end of the video, seniors may come forward to the table and pick up your senior plaques. Actually, don't leave them. You've already grabbed them. And please put your instruments and music away, orchestras. Join us in the cafeteria for a reception following. And as a friendly reminder, all boys who do not have a concert tomorrow need to change and return your concert uniform to the check-in tables in the cafeteria. And one last thing, tomorrow night is our final end-of-the-year band spring concert. Friday, that's tomorrow night. Friday, we feature our percussion ensemble with their famous rhythmology.